I'm Rufus, I live in Kaikoura and I'm 23 years old. I got DS, that means like Down syndrome. I love Kaikoura, but this is one thing that I'm struggling with because it's not a big enough town. I'm kind of keen to do my own thing and be independent. I just want to get out there and do what I gotta do, be myself. I just want to move on really and do something else. I do like living at home, but my main goal is to live away from home, so maybe live in Christchurch. I'm trying to aim that way to get a flat. So I'm kind of going to get some flatmates. Right, this is just my my craft knife, my favourite tobacco stuff, and my 2 pence. Christchurch, much fun really because all my brothers are down there and my sister. And I want to get access to my brothers and sister because I never see them. If I do get a flat, I want them to be my flatmates.
Oh, hi, Mum. Hi, Ruth. How are you?
Yeah, good girl.
Is that Weetabix packet nearly finished?
Yep. My mum's Esther Henry. My best part is hanging out with Mum because she looks after me and she cooks my dinner for me, so that's kind of nice. She pours me a beer, so that's nice.
What's the plan for the day?
I don't know. She is my angel. We do have a laugh together. Yeah, she's the best.
Right over my shopping list.
Where's your shopping list?
Just up there. What else? Mushrooms.
Hey, tell salami quickly.
S.A.
I see it's A and you'll know what that is.
Oh, no. Finish it off.
It's A.
L.A.
L-A.
M.I.
M-I.
And mushrooms?
Yeah, no, that's not my favourite thing, yeah, but anyway. I do like living at home with the dad and mum. It's called the Free Mangoes. So nice to have 2 parents, really. We've got a house over our head, so that's kind of nice. And then we add some pepper on it. You always need to have a spice, Esther.
Be spice on your toast.
Shapes and sizes over my incredibly long career.
Dad is my favourite father, really. I love him so much. With Dad's work, when he's out on call, I go with him. What have we got, Chris?
Hi, Rufy, how you going?
What do we got?
Yeah, no, look, I've had a call so I don't exactly know, someone's alarm at home, they set off their alarm at home, and I think they seem like they're stuck, they've fallen over and got stuck.
Right.
So I thought maybe, can you come and give me a hand, because we might have to lift them up.
Yeah, right, Chris. I'm coming now.
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, go.
Make sure you put your shoes on, won't you?
Can't talk, Mum.
See you then.
When we go out on a call on his phone, he say it's code red. So he gets a message and I get on the IT and go, prime car 1, go ahead. And then they give us what's the matter and see what's going on.
Hi, Ruth.
On that side.
Okay, I'm just coming in right now.
Go.
It's not far, it's just down at the pensioners' cottages.
Sounds good. Dad just puts the lights on. Right, here we go. Dad doesn't take it easy on the photo. Right, he's going. I said that we need to get in now. Full gear, put it straight on the photo, goes through town with the lights on. He's working 24/7. He needs help. I'll go ahead.
You know, it's ironic for me because I'm a GP, obviously, and so I came with a really unhelpful medical bias. I could reel off, because I'd learned this at medical school, you know, all the problems that Down syndrome people might have.
Chris's knowledge of Down syndrome was obviously quite extensive, and mine was pretty much nothing. So from that point of view, Chris was probably more dramatically affected.
I had a very negative mindset, but then pretty rapidly you had to kind of rethink it.
Cousins, is it? Oh, I like cousins.
One guy who's a GP, a doctor friend of mine, he wrote us the most amazing letter when Rufus was born saying, you know, it's going to take you a while to understand this, but this will actually be the best and strongest thing that ever happens to your family. And that's the truth of it, you know, and so I had got no idea. And, I mean, neither of us did, and I think any parent starting off this journey...
To be fair, you don't with any child you have. You don't actually know what will happen in their future.
Bye, Mum. I'll see you later. I will. Cold? So I got a job. I want to keep that going. It's not far to walk from here, really. It's only 5 or 2-minute walk. It's not too bad.
I mean, we did worry about it all. Where will he go to school? Will he be able to go to school with his siblings? Will he ever have friends of his own? Will he ever be able to live independently?
There still are some challenges now to how can we best help Rufus become more independent. But I'm much more confident in the last few years.
I'm so done those, yep. It's more like an engineer company making boat trailers. So my part is helping them out. Right, can you help today?
Yes, please, Rufus. We'll open some parcels, shall we?
Sometimes I'll do some paperwork and answer the phone, do some stamping, that kind of stuff, really. They are 206 size, I think.
Rufus is a bit of a character around town, so everyone knew Rufus and we knew his mum and dad quite well. And we were talking to Esther and Chris one day and they just mentioned that Rufus might be looking for some work, so we suggested he come down.
You mate, Rufus? What do you ask, mate?
Now he's just part of the family. He's been with us for 2 years and we love having him here.
Gerard, we got a customer here who wants to train.
Anyone would be lucky to have Rufus in their team.
Go up. Bit higher.
He has a great work ethic and he's always on time and he's always keen to do jobs. He's just one of the lads. He loves a bit of banter.
Mate, come on. I ate 3 bits of beef this morning.
Sometimes we have to just remind him that he's here to work. But that's what we love about him too, and he's really good. He gets straight back into his jobs.
Do we check that one?
He definitely loves being down in the engineering workshop. He's got a very special friend over in the trailer bay called Len, who's been with us for about 20 years. And together they chat away and give each other a bit of a hard time.
Go down a bit and I'll just open this plug up.
It's a great place. Being involved with the people. Like the Dunley family, it's like my family again. I love it. So the gym in Kaikoura, I've been going every couple of weeks now. I just love it there, really.
Rightio. We'll do it every minute on the minute for 5 minutes.
It helps to clear your head too.
So we're going to do dumbbell burpees.
I just want to be independent and go to the gym and stay fit, really.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
8.
Keep going.
9.
5 seconds to go. 4. Go. Push. Just about there. Breathe deep.
Rocky in front of Matt, they said, you just need to get out there and stay healthy, stay strong, and just be yourself, you know?
How's that 6-pack? Is it all sucked in?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The ladies.
Is it really? You right with that weight?
Yep. I like it, really. I like it, really.
Let's go. 1, nice and slow. And then 10. 2. Good boy. And 1 more. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well done. Good work.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
All right, hold on.
Cool. You gonna take these ones?
Yeah.
Yep. For Lazy Sunday.
So Rufus Henry is my sister.
Put those ones in there.
How many tissues do you think? She's been there for me all the time when I get into trouble and stuff like that.
Straight your green stripey?
Yeah, go on.
Yep.
We're going to go to Christchurch. Oh, is it too much, do you think?
No, definitely not. Never too much stripey.
Oh, my new one? I love Jessie when she's wearing glasses because she's just like Mum, really.
Whoa. Epic. That's gonna look so good on you.
1997.
That's your birth year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, Roof.
Nice though. So Jessie lives in Christchurch out in Littleton.
We can put one of these ones.
I don't see Jessie all the time, really. And it hurts me quite a lot. Yeah, I'll go with that purple one.
This one?
Yep.
That'll keep you nice and warm at the game.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's very funny. It says workout.
Workout. Is that for all your gym times?
Yep.
Shaving cream, or are you growing a beard on this
No,
weekend?
I'm going to be there.
I thought so. Get this last bit. Get that zipped up for you. There we go. Right, should we chuck that by the door for tomorrow, do you reckon?
Yep.
All right, you take that down.
We kind of always wanted a big family. We've got 5 children who were all born quite close together, all born in New Zealand. We came from England. So we had a daughter first, and then had a boy, and then had another boy, and then had another boy, and then had another boy. And then we thought, right, it's probably time to stop.
Susie's the oldest, and then Fun, and then Matt, then me, and then Mocky.
It's ideal, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty ideal.
That wasn't shuffling, was it?
Mocky,
Well, I mean,
nah.
They're mixed up anyway.
Oh, it's don't look my cards, please.
I'm not.
I just saw you.
Mummy is such a cheater.
We completely underestimated the extra strong family bond that would come through, I suppose, protection, really, and caring about someone who is less able than yourself.
Have you got a bunch of cards the same
Do you need that 7?
There's my 2.
Rufus, you're so
Our kids, I would say, have been especially close, have an especially strong bond. And I think it is in some way due to him.
Literally
to
take the
discard
files
soon.
every time.
Rufus has really got skills better than any of the rest of us. He just calls it how it is, so there's no agenda. More just about being honest, you know. So he tells stories and loves making up jokes and stuff, but he's basically straight from the heart, and what you see is what you get, and that's a really good thing to learn from.
Oh, Rocky, come on, mate. Bit tune. Pass it on to Susie.
And he's very instinctive about people. And, you know, he could walk into a room and would find the nicest person. He has a way of finding those people and those characters because of the way he is.
Oh.
Oh, no, this stuff.
Oh, no. That didn't go very well, but you did it.
What do you have? Chickies. Here you go. Rocky is one of my favourite brothers. Deep down, he's a legend. He's also there for me. Rocky is, like, all the time hanging out with me and, like, so nice to me when I get lost and stuff.
It was a big thing for him, wanting to keep up with everyone and getting to an age where Rocky, as the younger sibling, surpassed him in terms of what he could do, driving a car or having a girlfriend or those things that are really important to Rufus.
Yeah, that's been a big thing for him.
Yeah, that was hard. Rocky's had to bear the brunt of that. We did have to have, like, family conversations about how to deal with those things, And Mum and Dad have always been very straight up with Rufus and led by that example.
We often say to him, look, I'm really sorry, life just is unfair.
So that's been one of our great things we've said to him. It is just really unfair. The fact that Rocky can go to Dunedin to uni and he's your younger brother and you can't go, yes, that is really unfair.
Because Rufus understands that well enough to say, hey, that's just wrong, Dad, that's out of order. I'm the oldest.
Excited about Christchurch?
Yeah, bro.
It is really tough, and that remains tough, and that will always remain a tough thing for Ruf.
I might make a playlist, I think. Rocky is so loved and so wanted. I'd have to say that's... I think so.
Alright, there he is.
Excited.
Hello, Rufus Henry.
Hey, Arth.
Ready for a road trip to Christchurch?
Yeah, I am.
Did that work?
How was work?
Good. Just
Good?
had a big day. Get some paperwork done.
Oh,
Get it?
risky paperwork.
No, I didn't give it, no.
Oh, Monday's problem.
But
Yeah.
boys trip.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
Hey now.
More of a road trip, isn't it?
Come on.
It's not just here.
Well, I'm a girl.
It's a boys trip.
Road trip.
No,
How about TGIF?
no, it's just playing.
Get the vibes
But
back up. That's enough of the dog whistles.
Who's excited for the game? Because I am.
We all are very excited. Not me though, you know.
Oh, come on, yes.
It'll be
Quite
really
a fun
fun.
evening
Yeah,
ahead you've got.
Quite a fun plan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so cool.
Rufus loves going to the city because it's fun to go to his brothers and they do fun stuff. But I think there's a lot to be said for a small place where you know everybody. And I think it's very easy to be lonely in a big city. In town here, Rufus knows everybody. And we actually love having him around, so we've got to actually steel
We've also
ourselves.
got to
We've
let
actually
him
got to
go.
be brave and push him out of the nest a bit more. And I think with all, parents find that difficult. So I think, but quite how to do that is the next big challenge.
Rocky's gonna ask.
What are you most excited about going to Christchurch for, Ruth?
More like got to catch up with some people and to go to the art club and doing some art and I'm gonna do some new things and see new people.
It's kind of hard for you that there's no one in Kaikoura who's also got Down syndrome. I always think that's a bit tough for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It'll be nice to get down and meet some of these guys, eh?
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am a bit nervous to introduce myself to the people, really.
So what makes you feel nervous, Ruth?
I don't know, but like seeing new people,
Just
I get pretty shy after. Like,
you get pretty shy.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. I guess just because they don't know you so well, do they?
Yeah.
I reckon you'll be great, Ruth.
I love it.
And like you can just be yourself.
Yeah.
That's what you always tell us to do when we're feeling nervous, isn't it?
Just be yourself.
Just be Jesse.
Just be Jesse.
Just be Rocky.
Just be Rocky. Yeah.
Just be Rufus.
Yeah.
Easy.
You still keen to move down there one day?
Yeah, I am, mate.
This would be a great way to do it, wouldn't it?
Because
Yeah.
So this is how you meet your potential flatmates.
What do you think feels scary about you moving to be by yourself? Like what feels like it would be hard?
it's not that scary.
Yeah, you're pretty independent already, aren't you?
Yeah.
I just so wanted to try it. I'm kind of going to just check it out, like properly, and just actually do it.
There's lots of different elements because you've got to find the right people to live with and you've got to find a job down there because you haven't got work down there at the moment. Do you reckon you'd miss Mum and Dad though if you went?
Not too much.
Not too much.
But I would though.
You would, I think you would.
Guys, it's like my second home because Matt's there. Matt Henry's one of my other brothers. He's got a flat. The flat is so nice.
Hello. Hey. How are you?
I want to be closer to my brothers and sister because that means a lot to me. I love it.
Good to see you. Yeah, the beat is good.
I think he just thinks we're like the coolest people imaginable.
Yeah, which is unfortunately not the case.
Definitely not the case. We've probably misguided him greatly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you got there, mate?
I've got some present for you, mate.
Oh, you're kidding.
He bases so much of his understanding of the kind of life that he wants on what he sees us do.
Caramel and orange. Thanks, mate.
We do tell him that we go to work and do boring things in the time between he sees us, but he doesn't believe us.
But he doesn't, he thinks that, because obviously when he comes down here, we're always hanging out with our mates and, just having a few beers and having a good time, and he thinks that's just my life 24/7. So
that's Matt who's like,
so
get me down to Christchurch.
He's got a bit of a warped perception of that.
But yeah, I think he just, wants to do what we do and kind of follow us, really.
What do I think?
Whoa, looking sharp, mate. Is that a new tape?
Yeah, bro. Date of birth, 1997.
Yeah,
that's dope. Nice.
I think Rufus has kind of come to terms with having Down syndrome more, whereas for ages he never talked about it. Now I think he owns it a lot more. He's gotten older and kind of just accepted it.
And I think, he's almost become kind of proud of it.
Quite proud, yeah.
See you guys.
See you, bro. Have fun tonight.
Hey, Biddy. How's it going?
There are still some markers of independence that I guess he's yet to experience, and I think a big one of those that we think of as a relationship.
Have fun, guys.
Biddy, this is Rufus. He's just telling us about his hobbies. He's come from Kaikoura to come hang out with us for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got feathers, stickers,
Don't mine, darling.
letter stickers.
He's definitely not lacking in the social department, I don't think. But yeah, it'd be really cool for him to meet someone that he could kind of have like a romantic relationship with. I'd really love him to experience that with someone who really understood his challenges and kind of, I guess, could experience things with him at the same speed.
What's on your box?
I've got a theatre and it's a sticker about over there.
And he sees, all of us have different relationships, and he obviously just wants it for himself, which is completely fair enough.
Rufus, do you have got a niece or nephew?
No, I do have cousins over in the UK.
Oh, yeah?
Because he can't get to somewhere on his own, it's hard for him to have completely independent relationships. More of a committed relationship would be a lovely thought. You can't make those things happen, you've just got to hope.
I think friends is an important thing, really, because you just need to go on and make your life more fun,
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Thanks.
That's lovely.
He's just always been this real joker.
I'm the natural this.
All right.
Really lighthearted. Definitely a lad.
Yeah, I was about to say that's probably the only way you can describe him. Yeah, I think that's completely separate from the disability and everything. It's just, that's genuinely what his personality is, and, it only takes you 5 minutes of spending time with him to realise that's what he's like.
Good job.
Oh, God. Good game, mate.
Thank you.
Well, listen, you win with your picks.
Yeah.
He's our absolute total champion. He's so good at cutting to the kind of heart of emotional things and kind of looking after us, really.
It's bigger now.
It's going to be cool.
Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Mate.
It doesn't matter to him at all what you do or how much money you have or where you come from. He'll judge everybody on the interaction he has with them. That's been such a big kind of learning curve for me.
Yeah.
What does that R stand for?
My name.
Theatre strikes again.
I kind of resist that whole, Down syndrome, so loving, so caring, because it's like, he's more than that. He's a complex person with things that are difficult and challenges. But I think that kind of total pride he has, it's kind of hard not to let that change your view of yourselves and your family, I guess. It's a pretty huge impact on us.
Oh, I see. Good going.
Thanks.
Well done.
Big smiles!
And give me a thumbs up.
Nice.
Wow, we won.
Playing back week.
But I wouldn't mind you met down there for a weekend. All right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, Justin.
That's all right, mate.
It's funny with Rufus because in so many ways he's so confident and so kind of puts himself out there and so seemingly capable, but there's still, I'd say, definitely a lot he needs to learn. For example, he doesn't understand the concept of money going out of your card and that going down, and eventually, he can't really manage that side of things. And although he can totally strike up a confident conversation, he also still struggles to tie his shoelaces.
So nice.
yourself.
Yeah. All day, bye-bye.
And Finn's going for bloody Auckland.
Because he has such a good kind of social ability and can just communicate with, you know, and interact with everybody, it probably glosses over that.
It does. It's a good buffer for him, I think, to kind of get by with confidence. You don't always realise how much he still has to learn, and I think Mum and Dad really realise that. So I think we all accept that it's going to be a slow process. But we will, I think we'll get there.
Yeah, I also think we'll get there, yeah.
So I want to make a toast to for the rugby who got the tickets, and that's been Owen and Gabby.
That's been Owen and Gabby. Nice one.
And the three best toast of go nuts.
On who?
I'm pumped, mate. I am pumped, right? I do love my life, but I want to move on and live in Christchurch. But one day I would go down there. So if I do live down there, I'll get a job. But I don't want to give up Dunleith though, because I love working there.
He actually makes us so proud. I feel like in the last few years he's matured so much and he's really grown up. And I think you can tell in the way he interacts with people and like just his kind of vibe. He's such an emotional support for us. I don't know how we would have navigated life without having him there.
And we've tried to, you know, encourage everything and just be as supportive as we can as parents. Yeah, it's been a fantastic journey. I was so worried about it initially. I think all those sort of barriers that I'd imagined and feared in having a child with Down syndrome were wrong, really. It's been a really amazingly eye-opening experience.
But we feel so proud of him, and I'd say all his siblings do too.
Kaikoura's a bit smaller. Christchurch's more bigger and bigger shops and stuff. I do love being home. I love Mum and Dad, but it'd be kind of nice to come down here.